opportunity to even do something like this in this incredible of a car. And I was thinking about it last night before leaving home that I grew up watching a lot of Top Gear, maybe too much Top Gear, and the journeys those guys have and go through. Beyond excited to do this, a little bit nervous, a little bit scared because in full transparency, we only have one room booked, so we gotta figure out where we're staying along the way. But that's part of the fun. So we are off. We're about 6 hours out to our next destination, and I'm behind the wheel of a GT2 RS. So life is pretty good. So I'll see you guys at the next destination. I might be eating these words later, but right now, 3 hours in to this drive, the old carbon bucket seats, they're pretty comfortable. They're not terrible. I got a towel that I folded up to give me a little extra support behind, but I don't know about you, Cody, but they're not too bad.
No, not bad at all.
Not bad at all. I'll check in with you in another 2 days and we'll see if it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So we found 2 CDs in the car. Great CDs, blues. But we've exhausted those CDs already in their tracks. So, heading into Best Buy, gonna try to find an AC cable so we can listen to our own music. All right, we got aux cable, not AC cable. It's been a while since I've needed an aux cable with a lightning jack. So, let's hook it up, see if this actually works. All right. Aux into this little guy into the phone. Hey! Is that as loud as it gets?
Turn it up on your phone.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming.
Yeah, baby. We got sound. Oh, this is going to be such a better trip listening to some 90s rock, baby. Let's do it. Alright, so first gas stop. We're going to check the gas consumption on the car. It says 15 miles to the gallon is what we've been doing. Done 315 miles. So we can do a little math. Let's see if it's accurate.
How has it been so far?
I've really enjoyed the ride. It hasn't been the most fun as far as roads. It's just been highways and trees on either side, but so far, very impressed with the car. It's a perfect blend of comfortable power and great company.
Thank you.
Great conversation. Listening to a good podcast on Porsche, which is super cool. Learning about the history. Old Doug DeMuro's on it, so it's been good. Good first day.
Good
first day. The all-important stretch. You gotta stay limber and loose while you're driving. PPF. All right, so we got 15.2 gallons. We've done 315 miles. So little back of the napkin math here, 315, 15.2 miles. According to my calculations, that's 20 miles per gallon. So pretty dang good for a 620 horsepower Porsche, if you ask me. One of my favorite parts of road trips is finding a great place to eat in Cody. We found a good one today, buddy.
This is it.
Jackson, Mississippi can do some barbecue now.
Not better than Mills, though.
Not better than Mills. Not better than Mills. That is true. Good, but not better than Mills. Day one in the books. We're in Shreveport, Louisiana. Made it to our hotel here. And great day. It was kind of normal. I already said this at the gas stop, but typical southeastern roads, trees on both sides. So the things that stood out to me with the car today are how it has enough creature comforts and modern features to allow a trip like this to be comfortable. So it's got cruise control, it's got a good stereo system. After finding an aux cord at the Best Buy, we were able to play whatever music and podcast we wanted. So you get all the creature comforts that help on a long trip like this in the car. One of the downsides is, at the end of the day, you still know you're in a supercar. So like the expansion joints on a bridge, you feel every single one of those.
Just want a nice 3-second clip of no bouncing.
But it was a blast, fun day, great riding with Cody, and great conversation. So gonna get some rest tonight, wake up. We're only 2.5 hours away from Dallas, which is so awesome. Glad we made it this far today. So we're gonna head to Dallas tomorrow, meet some great folks, and really excited about that. So gonna get some rest tonight. See y'all in the morning. It is crucial to find a good local coffee spot in the morning before you take off, and we have found one. So gonna get refueled, head on back out to the car and hit the road. Got into Shreveport late last night. We stayed away from the casinos, so I'm proud of us for doing that. We got a 2.5 hour drive ahead of us to Dallas, which is so refreshing compared to yesterday's 8-hour drive. We're gonna check out one of our clients' collections and meet some other folks. So really excited. Let's get going. I wanted to take a minute to let you guys know why we chose the GT2 RS as the car to do this trip with. And the GT2 RS is my personal favorite 911, but that's kind of irrelevant here. We chose it because we believe so highly in this car. We think the GT2 RS belongs in any Porsche collection. And there's 3 main reasons why. First is rarity. There's only 500 of these cars produced, which is less than GT2 RS 4.0s. It is one of the least produced modern 911s out there. It's extremely rare. Second is uniqueness. This is the most powerful 911 that's ever been made into a manual transmission. And the way things are going, I don't know that's going to change anytime soon. So this is the king of manual transmissions. And then lastly, serviceability. We talk about this a lot at Merit. CGT is arguably one of the best Porsches ever made, but it also requires a lot of maintenance. The standard service bill on that car is fairly expensive, whereas a 911 like this GT2 RS, when we're done with this 3,000 mile journey, we'll have an $800 oil change and brake fluid flush, and that's about it. So these cars are just capable of so much. We really wanted to highlight, while it is definitely a collector piece, these cars deserve to be driven, and they can be driven. They can be driven relatively comfortably. I still know you're in a supercar with all this bouncing, but it's very drivable. We're chewing up the miles. So far, we haven't even hit the fun stuff yet, but really, really glad we chose the GT2 RS as the car to do this journey in. So we got in late last night to Amarillo, Texas around 2 a.m. So we were absolutely exhausted, didn't get to film anything. Quick recap of Dallas yesterday. The one word I'd use to describe it is people. We got to meet two great guys, meet them for a little appetizer and get to know them, talk about cars, talk about family. And after that, we met up with a good friend of mine. I've been building a relationship with him for a year. We got to see his two garages, which were epic. You'll see the footage of that. And then we went to dinner with him at one of his favorite restaurants in his hometown, and that was just so cool to be able to share a meal together. First time I've been to his hometown, got to see his beautiful home. So incredible day in Dallas. Today though, if I were to use one word to describe today, it's gonna be roads. We are heading to Pikes Peak. I am so incredibly excited. We've got a special, of course, with the GT2 RS going there. Incredibly excited about that. So we're gonna hit the road. Got about 7 hours ahead of us to Pikes Peak, so let's go. Finally in the pretty part of our journey where we're getting some views, and it's a good drive on the way to Pikes Peak. Insanely excited about Pikes Peak. This is something that every car enthusiast dreams about doing. One of the most iconic roads in the country, and also in my favorite 911. So it's gonna be awesome. Really looking forward to it, and can't wait to show you guys our record-setting pace at Pikes Peak. The Pikes Peak hill climb is an icon in American motorsports, just like Daytona and Indy are. As a matter of fact, there have been many Indy drivers who have tried their luck here at Pikes Peak to set a record and cement their place in Pikes Peak lore. But when you really think of the hill climb, you think of people like the Unser family and Tajima and the rivalry they had. Most recently, there's a man named Jeff Zwart, who set a record here for a street car, and the car that we are in today, a Porsche 911 GT2 RS, with a time of 11 minutes and 7 seconds, which, being up here today on these roads, I can't even comprehend. That's an average miles per hour of 80 across this whole entire course. And I'm doing 10 to 15 on some of these turns that are just absolute hairpins with cliffs right here in front of me that dive down. I mean, everybody has seen the iconic crashes on YouTube, I'm sure. And of course you can watch clips on YouTube as well, people have driving, but you really don't get an appreciation of the absolute bravery it takes to just go all out and push these cars to their limits on this road. I'm about to take a hairpin here with a steep elevation, completely turning the wheel. I mean, of course these guys are getting the cars totally sideways on turns here. And I don't know if you can see that behind me, but you're mesmerized by the roads, you're mesmerized by the views. And of course, the highlight for me is being in this 2011 GT2 RS. My favorite 911. And of course, being on these public roads today, we can't push the cars, but you really get an appreciation and a sense for what it takes to set a good time here. And just to think about all of the people that have made this what it is. I mean, before 2002, this was a dirt road. This was gravel that people were doing this on. I can't even be consequences of just a wrong turn up here are huge. And doing that on a gravel road, I mean, those are true top of their class motorsports racers. That's incredible. Just amazing. Now I'm going to stop talking and continue driving because we are getting into some very twisty roads with some amazing views. I hope you guys can enjoy this because this is incredible.
Look at the ice up there.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yes. Oh, buddy.
Look all the way up
Dude, how are people riding bikes on this?
I have no idea.
I mean, that's what you really have to watch out for when you're going through these corners, is coming up on one of them.
Oh my god.
Oh. Look at that. Oh, here we go, buddy. This is going to be good.
That's crazy.
Dude, how? This takes so much balls. Imagine this when it was a dirt track.
No guardrails. Besides
Wow.
a few.
Wow. Here we are, made it to the summit of Pikes Peak. What an incredible journey up here. Top 3 experience of my life. Favorite 911 ever on top of the world. It doesn't get much better. So enjoy the views. We're going to do an incredible shoot up here, especially on the way down. I just don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
track in Portland, and I'm gonna try and get that guy in it. We're gonna try and run
It's like a left and then a harder left. Yeah. It is day 4 on the road to Car Week, and what better way to start your day than at the racetrack in a GT2 RS. One of our good friends is a member out here at Aspen Motorsports Park and graciously invited us to spend the morning with him driving the car, and what an absolute treat it has been. Yesterday at Pikes Peak, while it was a very emotional experience for me, you know, you're not pushing the car, there's a lot of traffic there, some bikers, so you just want to be respectful. But out here we were able to stretch the legs a little bit on this car, and this is where this car belongs. It is just so rewarding when you put it all together, and that's what we've been talking about. The staff out here at Aspen Motorsports Park is just next level, and all the new stuff, the new GT3 RS objectively is a great car. It is an engineering marvel, but there's something about these older cars, and especially the manual transmission, of just having to learn and thinking about every corner, like this corner here, figuring out what gear. It took me 3 laps to figure out what gear is the best here to exit, and especially this car with the boost, figuring all that out. It's just, you don't get that in the new stuff. The new cars, you can hand the keys to your friend and they're going to be able to drive it well. So what a privilege, what an honor to be out here at Aspen Motorsports Park and be able to run the 2RS. And of course, as always, didn't skip a beat. Now we're on to Salt Lake City. See some more people, see some more friends, and continue the journey. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So is the gearing very much different than mine?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing with this.
Yeah.
So I might, because I don't think I'll ever sell this car, because it's like,
You shouldn't.
yeah, I don't think I ever will. Because it's like, what do I go to, like a 4.0? Because I like it being NA. But
I mean, if
think,
you ever have the chance to go to 4.0, do 4.0.
but then I wouldn't want to drive as
I know.
much.
That's
But
the
what I would
problem.
do is I would do the Sharkworks build.
Oh,
the
right.
4.1
Yeah.
liter, and
Yes.
they re-gear it.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that's all you need, I think.
Yeah.
You know, because then I wouldn't be afraid to just drive it. That's like 60, 70K,
Right.
and then I would still, because I happily beat on it.
The build out 60 or 70K.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's actually the Blink-182 live CD. Dude. I love the Blink-182.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
It's a good era for it.
Oh, the live CD too. One of my favorite things about the Porsche world is the community and the people. We are in somebody's 997.2 GT3 in Salt Lake City, Utah, having the opportunity to experience their car, and it's cool to share this, and one of my favorite things about the Porsche world.
Like this one, you could like push to the limit, you know. This one definitely you're puckering up. Yeah, but it's good, and it's not as much of a like the turbo's more manageable than I expected though.
Yeah. Day 5, not nearly enough time in Salt Lake, but we did get to see some good friends, got to drive a 997.2 GT3. We're on top of the state capitol right now, and see behind me, I mean, the views here are just insane. So again, not enough time here. We're on the road, we're heading to Reno, a little stopping point between here and San Francisco, and back on the road we go. Oh my gosh, dude. That's ridiculous. Rainstorm in the middle of nowhere, Utah. Gas station in the middle of nowhere, Utah. Oh, look at that. There's nothing. But this is what we're doing. Back on the road, Bonneville Salt Flats, here we come. Well, another iconic American place for motorsports, and it's the Bonneville Salt Flats is where we are today. We won't be setting any land speed records in the GT2 RS, but it's just incredible to be here. It's Salt Flats as far as the eye can see either way. What's really cool is behind me you'll see a blue line, and that just goes for miles and miles, and our guess is that's where the brave men and women have set and broken land speed records here. So extremely picturesque for the GT2 RS to be here. Like I said, we're not going to be setting any land speed records here today, but just an incredible place to be and to sit and to look around at all the history of this place. Well, here we are. The trip is done. I've got San Francisco in my view. We are driving on to the Golden Gate Bridge, and this is where my journey ends. I'm off to my personal Disney World, which is Napa Valley, for a couple days of wine tasting, and Cody is taking the car down to Car Week, which I will be joining shortly after. I think it's going to take a while to process this trip. It has been just every day, core memories are made, things get surpassed. It's just, we've been talking about the last day, what our favorite memory was, and what's cool is we each have different ones. Cody loved the Salt Flats. Pikes Peak to me was the highlight, but we both agree. I mean, they're back to back. They're very, very close, and they're things that will stick with us forever. The other piece of this, growing up watching these Top Gear episodes and trips that they do, one of the things that almost always happens is they fall in love with the car that they drive on these trips. And it absolutely happened on this trip. The 997 GT2 RS was already my favorite 911. This just completely, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm talking, completely cemented it for me. This car did everything we asked of it. The high elevation of Pikes Peak, the track day at Aspen Motorsports Park that we didn't plan on, the Bonneville Salt Flats, it did everything. And it's no issues at all. Still going. And the other thing is, I genuinely thought my lower back was going to be absolutely toast at the end of this. My back's great. We figured out a little trick with a towel, so anybody with buckets, if you need a little trick for a long drive, we got you covered. But this car is an engineering marvel. It is so good, so well connected, so powerful, even by modern day standards. The few people that we let drive this car on this trip, they fell in love with the car. It is so cool to be able to have this experience. I wouldn't have chosen any other car. It's chosen a word. I don't even know what words are right now, but I am exhausted in such a great way. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something, you know, we honestly did kind of last minute, but I'm glad we did it. It's been good riding with Cody. Definitely made some memories together, and I can't recommend this enough. If you ever get the opportunity, for all of you Porsche owners out there, Ferrari owners, McLaren owners, do this. You know, maybe not go all the way across the country, I get that, but take a trip, see some things, go to different areas, different topography than what you have, because it is worth it. It is something you'll never forget. Thank you guys so incredibly much for following along. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one of these,